I picked this team over here. Look, you know there are Green Bay Packer fans. Those motherfuckers can't win dick, okay, in a fucking gay bar. They couldn't win dick in a gay bar, but
I think if you pay $50,000 for a card, you yourself are the special edition.
Oh, well, that's what Post Malone did.
So it took 2 years.
Notice something. It
took 2 years, and something finally made it.
Yeah, look at that.
Something finally made it on the wall.
I had to fucking find the right hanger so that not only does it sit there, but like if somebody banged into it by accident,
it doesn't come
toppling down and kill somebody.
Kill them, yes.
Yes.
Because it would.
But it looks good.
Yeah,
it fits.
It
like now the walls are finally complete.
Yes.
You know, something borrowed, something blue, something Ian.
Yeah.
You know,
nice.
Something Jew.
Yeah.
I mean, new.
Now I'm Jewish.
God damn it.
There's no Jews.
The curls threw me off.
There's no Jews in Omaha.
The curls threw me off. Bro. There are. They're
Was it the shirt and the curls?
They're Amish Jews. They're Amish Jews. Yeah.
All right. There's the Amish of Nebraska.
Yeah. You don't know the Amish Jews of Nebraska.
I've heard stories. The Amish. Heard Bigfoot was one.
Yeah. They ride bears into the supermarkets.
Yes.
Yeah. They're not horse and buggy.
Where they
Amish.
trade in all their coupons.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Notoriously financially adept. The Amish Jews of Nebraska.
That's the name of the podcast.
No, it can't
the
be.
Amish Jews of Nebraska.
It can't be. Not that early. I can't get the name.
Is it too soon? I
mean, I don't know.
Do you not believe in freedom of speech?
I do. Believe it or not.
Okay. All right. not to get politicized. Right?
Oh God, I knew where this was fucking going. I knew where this was fucking going. Leave Jimmy Kimmel out of this.
I just want to say.
Leave Jimmy Kimmel out of this.
Let's talk about Jimmy Kimmel a little bit. Right?
I know exactly what the fuck.
Yeah. Listen, we're freedom of speech guys, right? Are we not?
I would fucking hope so. We're in trouble.
We're freedom of so whatever.
If they go through our catalog.
Yes, exactly. So whatever side of the spectrum you fall on, right? Left, right, middle, you would agree, I think, that freedom of speech should be upheld. Right?
Yes. You have the right to say whatever you want to say.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think even if I don't like what you have to say, I'm inclined to agree or disagree, and that's my opinion. Right. So, but I should not be allowed to shut you up. Right? You say something, there are consequences, or if you say something and I disagree with it, I can just, I don't know, look over here and not listen to it. Right? I think that's the rhetoric. I think that's the importance, I think, of what happened when the people kind of spoke back with their money.
Right.
I think once all those Disney subscriptions started getting canceled, bang, 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 and if that is a fact, because it's really hard to decipher truth from reality these days.
The problem is it's not a black and white case. There's several factors. One, he's on broadcast television, which you don't have freedom of speech on broadcast television.
It's a lot more censored.
That's because you're representing Disney then.
That's problem number one.
And that's the thing. They were like, oh, fuck it first.
Right.
Problem number two, sometimes the FCC fines, you don't pay yourself directly. Your subsidiaries, i.e. the broadcasters, their individual stations, pay the fines for you running your mouth.
Okay, but isn't that, hold on that subject, isn't that part of doing business?
It's part of doing business, but also part of doing business is I don't want to pay the fines for you running your mouth.
Sure. Problem
number three, those subsidiaries are trying to merge and buy more NFL games, which requires FCC approval. They don't want to upset FCC right now.
None of that, though, I care about. At the end of the day, if you're running a business that has to do with you're putting opinions out there, right? Whether they're news opinions, comedic opinions, cartoon opinions, because let's be real, South Park, again, not on network television, it's on cable. They do and say whatever the fuck they want. Right. Yeah, they have for a long time. But it gets like, it's a cartoon, leave it alone.
Yeah.
But if you're in the business of putting content out there, I think that is part of doing business. If I open up a Sephora, if I open up a GameStop, part of my business is people are going to steal. So there will be losses. And let's be real, these people are making millions upon millions of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
If they got to pay a fine and they don't like it, too fucking bad. Right? You could do as a business the same thing that the NBA does. If I run into a game and I punch somebody in the mouth, they're like, well, you're going to get fined. Not the Nets are getting fined. You want to say that thing?
Yep.
You're getting fined. They could pass the buck if that was written in the contract.
That is the way that it really should work, especially when you're talking about this is a live television broadcast. So you have the chance with live of, oops, I said a thing and it was over the line. And that in itself inherently should fall on the entertainer. It shouldn't be on the subsidiaries who are just broadcasting it and, oh, man, he said something wrong.
He said something fucked.
So it is a little funky, but again, it is also running with old rules because broadcast television, also broadcast radio, they still fall under the FCC watch.
Sure, but here's the other side of things. Here's the other side of things.
Yeah.
As wrong as it was, whatever the fine was, I don't know what it is. A week later, they overturned, and now that particular show is doing record-breaking numbers. People wanted to tune in, whether it stays long or not.
Yeah.
There was this initial rush to be like, what is he going to say now that he's back? And even with a blackout, which certain states or places didn't play it.
22% of his broadcast range because they don't want, because those two main people are trying to merge and get more NFL games, which it takes them over a certain amount, which is against the law. So if they lose a little of their broadcast and then gain that other, it's all bullshit.
It's a weird numbers game, right?
It's a game.
It's a weird numbers game. Yes.
Billionaires playing a money game, and he is in the middle.
Yeah, and here's what I'm saying: like, I really don't give a fuck about billionaire money. Yeah. Right? Let's be honest. They've been shitting on the middle class and the poor for a very long time, and there's been the largest shift of financial gain towards the upper class because of COVID, and it's statistically proven, than in any other time of history. So if they lose a couple $100,000 because somebody's like, I don't like that guy, and when you really go back and listen to what he said, he didn't make fun of somebody's death. What he said was not a bad thing. He was voicing an opinion, and he did it in a very politicized way because at the time it was still it was a hot button, and nobody wants to see anybody die at all in front of their kids. It's a very, very sad thing. But what he said really wasn't like off the wall, oh my God, rhetoric. No. It was just an opinion, and then people took it, and then the headlines twisted it a bit. So like it's a combination of a lot of people with their hand in the pot.
Part of a lot of my issue with it is, yes, that is a rule in the FCC that he had broke, but we've been watching the other broadcasts, and specifically the broadcast news, breaking this particular rule over and over and over again, and they haven't gotten fuck all about it.
Of course.
So it's like, listen, if you're going to uphold this for broadcast, you got to uphold it for everybody.
Sure.
You can't just say, well, because his thing, oops, he mentioned the president, and he got his panties in a bunch, and he wants to be a bitch about it,
right?
And then target him, because all of the news stations that fall under broadcast have been giving out shit information as well.
Sure.
Then when you take the factor in that he's not news, he's entertainment, and whether you like the joke or not doesn't change the fact that it was an attempt at a joke.
Correct.
Then it really shouldn't be held on so tightly as what they're doing as compared to people who are supposed to be giving truthful information.
At the end of the day, I think it just has to fall under the lines of both sides are still under the umbrella of America. And freedom of speech is such an important thing because, like, look, I don't like Tony Hinchcliffe. I think he's a piece of shit, right? But he has the right to say whatever the fuck he wants.
But then
I have the right to voice my opinion on him being a piece of shit. The problem is, so like we could go back and forth.
This escalation started way back. You're talking about people with COVID, people that were getting deplatformed. Gina Carano, who was saying things that wasn't any different than other co-stars.
Sure.
But her co-stars didn't get targeted because they had the right political affiliations.
Sure. And she had a bigger audience to what she was saying. Again, another thing that I'm like, fuck, Gina Carano to me was her role in The Mandalorian was so crucial.
Not to be confused with Gina Jalapeno.
Yes.
Thank you for finally speaking up,
worries,
Ian.
No worries.
When we're talking about the hard facts, Ian really jumps in there with Gina Jalapeno.
Listen, I knew Gina Carano. I don't know who Gina Serrano was. Sounds delicious. She sounds delicious.
Listen, you say potato, I say jalapeno.
Listen, hey, you're right. Potato.
What do you think, Ian? You've been pretty quiet.
My only opinion on it is I'm for open comedy. I'm for like I don't believe in lines. My humor is fucking darker than the darkest dungeon that there is.
Correct.
I do think though, like I didn't give a fuck about what he said. I heard what he said. I didn't think it was too extreme or anything like that. But at the end of the day, you have freedom of speech. You don't have freedom of employment. So that's the sad thing, because like sadly Jimmy was in a position where he was like, and that's why he came back right away.
Right.
Because he was like a representation of Disney and their company, and they were like, oh fuck, there's uproar of this. We got to cut him. So they cut him. But then when they started losing subscriptions, they brought him back. Yeah. So money talks at the end of the day.
But that's where freedom of speech plus consequences.
But there's also the issue that no one's talking about quite yet.
I think you should be able to dress like Adolf Hitler and say whatever the hell you want. But you know what? You might lose your job at Barnes & Noble.
If you want to Michael Jordan this bitch, right? Then, you might not work at...
You might lose your Barnes & Noble's job.
Right, you might not be the greeter at Applebee's with that look.
Yeah. If you come in with the mustache and your fucking SS boots, they may not put you in the front. You might be working the kitchen that night.
Goddamn right.
Or you might be unemployed.
But we have known for years all of these late night shows are hemorrhaging money.
Sure.
They are. What, $100 million off Colbert a year? $100 million they were losing, but they had to wait till the contract ran out. Conan O'Brien's off the air. He's been off the air for a while.
Right.
All of these shows, I mean, they're estimating that Jimmy Kimmel's $40 million a year that he's losing. So he hasn't got to Colbert numbers, but they're running out that contract. Sure. Well, so this was a chance for them to say, ooh, take them off. Right. We're already losing money.
Who watches late night TV?
It is.
Who watches late night TV anymore?
Nobody really watches regular TV anymore.
I have streaming services.
I don't want commercials.
They don't want to. Everybody that has a particular side that they want to lean on, this is the same thing you're seeing with the news, is they're telling their side and only their side. The only reason I've seen 5 and 6 different reasons of why this is all going on is because I go to multiple news sources.
Sure, as do I. And I think that's important. And also, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to take the baby with the bathwater, right? Like, when you watch a thing, I'm like, okay, this is bullshit. This is opinion. This is fact.
Yeah.
And I try to do that as best as I can. Sometimes you miss the mark, and then you have to, within yourself, be like, damn, I fucked up. Maybe that wasn't the truth, and this is the truth. But some people, number one, don't have the time to do that.
Yep.
And number two, they don't care enough. They're like, I've already picked my team. I'm a Yankee. So as long as Derek Jeter's hitting home runs, I'm going to fucking talk the shit that Derek Jeter's talking, because that's my man right there, versus I picked this team over here. Look, there are Green Bay Packer fans. Those motherfuckers can't win dick, okay, in a fucking gay bar. They couldn't win dick in a gay bar, but people will follow them to the end because that's their team.
Here's the thing. When you talk about the Yankees,
Sorry, Matt.
The Yankees are representative of how we got into this problem, because they had so much money. They said, fuck you, we'll pay the fines for being over on our salaries. And all the stations were willing to do that as well when these late night shows were raking in the money.
Right.
They're not raking it in anymore.
Right.
So their affiliates, when they were getting the money, they didn't give a shit. Say what you want. We had the money to pay for it. But hey, when you're not making the money and you run your mouth, we're not going to carry you anymore.
I think at the end of the day, people need to get back to a time where we can have a conversation.
Yep.
We don't have to agree. We don't even have to agree at the end of this conversation, but having the conversation leads to more understanding. So if you're just affiliated with one particular set of views, that's fine, but you should try at least to understand the other person's perspective.
You have to be capable of disagreeing peacefully.
That's a nice idea, but like it's like you said, it's people are too tribal now.
They are.
They listen to one news source, and then it's either left or right or wherever, and that source puts out the story, spins it the way they want them to see it, and then it also provides them with facts and stuff to use in these arguments. And not these discussions, these arguments that are going to take place.
Me and Matt have political conversations outside of the group because we try not to inundate you guys.
Yeah.
We have polite, thoughtful conversation most of the time. But at the end of the day, we can agree to disagree. And we can agree to like, I'm open to like, hey man, this guy's a piece of shit. And he's like, well, watch this, and listen to this. And I'll watch it. I'll listen to it. And then I'm like, okay, but here, watch this, and listen to this.
Yeah.
And then we can come to a middle ground. But that is few, far, and in between. Because there are people, we all have them in our lives, where if I say the T word, and they're either fuck that guy or he's the best. And like, I'm like, and like I've had these conversations. I'm like, I served. And so I'm like, even though I don't agree with everything the man does, there are some things that he's done that are good.
Yeah.
But the same could be said about Bush, Obama, this person, that person.
Yeah.
Like, just because...
nobody's all bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I can't agree on everything a person does.
No.
Period. I don't care if you're a fucking priest.
Yeah.
We all know how that went.
Yeah. It's a bad analogy. Bad analogy.
I'm just trying to keep it real, right?
Their track record is not good.
Their track record is not that good, right? But for a while there, we grew up and we're like Team God, Team Jesus, Team Priest.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, hey, go to the church, and the priest is like, you can leave your child here over the weekend with us. And I'm like,
no,
absolutely not.
Yeah. things that aren't happening.
They will not be spending the weekend. They will not be joining you on stage and holding your smoking candles
Nope,
or
happening.
passing out your body of Christ.
No,
because
not with no.
No, not without adult supervision.
No, not without the rich history of
And a body cam.
yeah.
I think
You think we should put body cams on priests?
No, I don't want to see that footage.
Not to see the footage, but to stop the. There's no seeing the footage. We don't want to see the footage.
I don't even want to know what. No, fuck that. Let's keep the kids out of the church. How about that? If them old weird fuckers want to touch each other, that's fine.
You don't want
touch the kids.
CCTV, like open TV channels throughout
no,
the church?
No, because what if it's not even a kid? What if it's just two old friars fucking? I don't want to see that either.
And that falls under the curtain of do what you got to do, bro.
Right, you can do what you want to do. They're allowed to fuck. I just don't want to watch it.
How about this? We can lift the ban on.
I don't care if the priest is one giant gay cult. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't want to watch.
We lift the ban on priests not being able to have sex. Have sex with women.
I never understood that.
Have sex with grown adults.
I never understood that. Like even if you read, like, if you believe some of the stories from the Bible, like Mary Magdalene and like Jesus being a couple and like the progeny of Zion and that whole book.
Yep.
Remember angel like what was it? Oh my God. Angels and Demons, that whole book series. That was the whole thing behind that. Well, if Jesus was sent here supposedly to show us how to live good lives, wouldn't taking a wife and raising a good family,
living a full human life.
Wouldn't that be the example? Yep. Why the hell do people that teach us about him have to be weird monks that live around nothing but dudes?
Here's why.
Agree.
Here's why. Because it was control of the church itself. But what happened is,
and women are
they would have a family.
Dun, dun, dun.
They would have a family, and then that church would be passed down to the kids, and thus, who controlled the church became the priest individually, and they were getting rich, and it wasn't getting back to the Pope.
It sounds familiar, like the government, right? Like,
yes.
How many families have just been in government and then pass it down from generation to generation?
Monarchies used to be a thing,
right?
But I mean, the Catholic Church they ran the world for very
that was their way of keeping a chokehold on the control of who was teaching the Bible and who was making the money off of it. Yeah. Because if the priest didn't have anyone to pass it down to, then the church owned it and it would go back to them. At this point, that law needs to go away, because it used to be that the clergy were highly educated because you had to learn multiple languages to go about teaching the Bible.
Yeah, like Latin.
Yes. And
dead
then
language usually.
If the stories are correct, the bubonic plague wiped out a huge chunk of the priests because they would go to give last rites whether the person was sick or not. So then you had a lot of priests die, but then they needed to bring the numbers back up, and hey, we got to relax quotas.
Right.
We just got to start getting people in because we don't have enough educated people that can speak and learn these languages, but we just got to get some people in. And then you lower the quota, you bring in some shittier people,
right?
And then some funny things happen after 50 years, 100 years, 150 years, where it's like, ooh, we need to undo some of these laws and start bringing in these highly educated people again to start trying to teach this very difficult book to understand.
So they had the same business model as Circuit City. We have a really high functioning group of people. Yeah. Let's fire these guys, right? And let's just bring in some morons off the street. You know what a radio is. Come on.
Yep.
You've seen a CD. Come on, get in here, and then run their business into the ground.
GameStop did the same thing, and you're wondering why your service when you go into the store is terrible.
Wouldn't it be nice to walk into a GameStop and buy a game?
Listen,
I I do now.
follow.
Do they still have games?
They still have games, yeah.
They used to have wall-to-wall games.
No, yeah, dude. I
You have to order a controller now.
Well, maybe.
They keep super low.
Really?
You can't. Most of the locations don't even have them in stock.
They keep the stock so low to keep their overhead costs down.
Some of them do. Like if you go to the mall, because I guess they have more volume because they're in a mall, you can get the peripherals and the accessories
I was
there.
gonna say because I pre-ordered Final Fantasy Tactics and Ghost of Yote.
So you're still a hardcore. Like I want the disc.
I want the disc. I'm an old school gamer.
Okay.
I don't like digital. I like to have that shit. I want to look at it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, it is a good way to have it. You know,
But no, the stores are cutting.
The comic books, you know, I want to smell the pages, man.
Stores are cutting back on their
Yeah.
physical stock. For instance, the day Borderlands dropped, it was sold out at the local Walmart, the local Target, and this general area. I couldn't actually get a physical copy because they only picked up the pre-sales of them, and then after that they only keep a handful. So they're basically now GameStop had been doing that for a while. They'll get a ton of pre-orders, but then they'll only get like 2 or 3 that they'll stick on the shelf after that. They don't want to sit there holding stock, especially games.
Yeah, there was nothing on the shelf. I had to ask.
Where they don't make a lot of money on new games. They really make almost nothing, especially for the time they pay for the person to walk around in the store. Used games they can make a ton on.
Yeah. What was hard to find was Claire Obscure, which is my pick for game of the year this year. It was that French RPG that was made. It was a Japanese style RPG, but it was made by a French company.
Yeah.
And they didn't expect it to do as well as it did.
Right.
So it sold out everywhere. Like you tried to find it, you couldn't fucking find it. You'd see it like on Amazon being listed for $1,000. Like
Free,
people were
free on Game Pass.
Free on Game Pass, but Amazon $1,000.
Listen, if you wanted on something besides Game Pass, you had to pay for it.
Yeah, you know what though?
I managed to get a copy at like a shitty GameStop in like a bad neighborhood in West Palm. I was like, all right, got it.
I'm torn between the aftermarket sales of things and the MSRP. Like, because I play a game like Magic the Gathering where the people that do all the pre-ordering and they use fancy bots and things like that to buy out the stock in bulk, and then you're forced to only buy it from them in the aftermarket.
Yeah.
They price gouge so bad. Like, look, there's a game, I play Magic, so they had a Spider-Man set, and they have one particular card. It's called the Soul Stone, like the from the glove, from the Infinity Gauntlet. They were planning on putting them out across different sets over the next couple of years. And these scalpers buy up everything, and then a card that should cost maybe $30, $40. And that's high for me, like when a card just first comes out.
Yeah.
They're selling them for $18,000 to $50,000 for one card. Now, those are the special editions, but even still, the regular version, you won't find it under $80 to $120.
I think if you pay $50,000 for a card, you yourself are the special edition.
Oh, well, that's what Post Malone did. He paid close to what?
He paid $1 million.
$1 million.
I rest my case.
Now, it was
I rest my case.
one of one.
It was a one of one of the One Ring from Lord of the Rings.
He paid $1 million for a Magic card.
Look, I'm not even kidding.
What?
Yeah.
You're staring at $50,000.
The problem is
for 9.5 graded Soul Stone.
So the problem is that Magic
No, thank you.
got
Jesus
themselves into the aftermarket as well with these specialty sets, with the secret lair drops. So they know they can't make a lot of the Soul Stone. So they're deliberately throttling how many they're making, which means part of the problem is fucking them. So Labubu, they started having there are these little collectible dolls. They started having the issue that Beanie Babies was having, where like price gouging, good luck finding them, and all that kind of stuff because they're specialty colors and it's hard to get certain ones. So the scalpers started buying them up like crazy. They went, all right, fuck you, flood the market.
Right.
And they increased their production and put so many out that the scalpers got fuck all on the resale, and the people that wanted it could now just go and fucking buy the thing.
But here's the other side of things. Here's the other side, because we're collectors, right? The other side of things is that works for a while, and then people get tired of it because it's not as exclusive as it once was, and then they stop buying the thing, like Beanie Babies. That's really what happens is like, now everybody got them and everybody's into it, so the people that are really spending, they're like, too many people are into it, and they move on to the next thing.
But then the problem is also you had these stores where what they would do is they wouldn't sell it to you. Oh, no. You can buy a raffle.
Yeah.
And if you win the raffle, maybe you can buy one after.
Sure. No,
now
they're
they're essentially selling you a lotto ticket. So instead of selling one for $10, they'll try to get like 100 people to buy a $1 ticket, and then you can buy it afterwards.
Yeah, and then like again, the MSRP. If you could get it online, you maybe pay $120 for 5 of them, but you walk into the store and they want $100 to $150 per unit. So like if you're trying to buy something for your kid, or your friend or whatever, like you're trying to buy one of these things, boom, it's double the price for one.
And they're random draws because they're a blind bag. So you're not even necessarily getting the one you want. So it's not even like, yes, that's exactly the one I want. You don't even know till you fucking open the thing. So you might be like, that's the one I already fucking got.
It's a weird play on supply and demand, and it's the same thing with Magic the Gathering. You're buying a blind booster box. And then the box has blind packs. So you open a pack for 15 cards. Maybe one card in that pack is worth anything. And the rest of them are just kind of like fluff, fill space, or utility cards. But people love, myself included, I'm an avid buyer. Like I love to buy a box, sit down, open, and I'm hoping, like the lotto, I get that Soul Stone.
Yeah.
But if I don't, then I'm like, fuck. How many more packs do I got to buy before I could get that Soul Stone? So like it's a weird form of addiction that hits the brain. Like, what I mean?
And that's the problem, especially with Magic now dipping their toe in these special printings. It behooves them to prevent even the regular printings from getting out there past a certain amount. They had sets that sold bad, and instead of just letting them sit on the market, they destroyed them. Because no, we're not going to put those cards out. That's less in circulation. And once they start playing that game of they're controlling how many are out there, it's no longer kind of the freedom of buying a pack and you're getting something. Because now whatever you're getting, it's like gambling. It really becomes more like gambling, where it was like, oh, it was random, and you might get lucky. Now it's no. It's not even just random anymore. They're throttling which cards they know are going to be expensive.
Right.
They know this one is going to be worth money, so they're going to put less, and they're going to serialize it. They know it ahead of time.
Yep.
You know it. They know it ahead of time because they got that. They did it with the One Ring. They made it stupid broken.
Right.
Then they put a serial number on it, and they made it a absolute chase item for the whole set.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten into anything like that? Have you ever like been in like the collector's market?
I mean, I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I played Pokemon, the cards.
Yeah.
But I never was like, I don't know. We would buy the booster packs and like different expansions and stuff like that for the game. But like, I never like was invested and like had to like track this is coming out. I'm gonna buy this now. No,
it's a crazy world. Like, and back in the day when me and Eddie started playing, it wasn't online. So like right now you could track all this stuff in real time. Like we'd have to go to the comic book store, go to the conventions, buy the little magazines. They're called Scry, and like search through them.
I mean, you used to have to
work.
You used to have a brain to build a deck.
Yeah.
Now everybody goes online. They're like, all right, who are the people winning the tournaments and what are their decks? Because their decks get published, and then they just play copy and paste.
Right.
And that's why some of the cards also get very expensive because they go, right now VV is the only thing winning in Magic. So now a hard card to get, everybody needs to get 4 of because it's the only deck winning.
Right.
So everybody that's playing standard is chasing one fucking card.
What's
and
VV? Like a little black mage?
That's from Final Fantasy.
It's a Final Fantasy card, and
that's the reason I was asking. You said
wait a minute,
and you
he's
said
like, hold on a
Magic, and
second.
instantly I'm picturing the mage from Final Fantasy. I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
got
That's
it.
exactly who it is.
they made a broken card, and
I mean, he is the most powerful spellcaster in the whole game.
And that's what it is. So they try to live up to what he was and portray it in a card, and then the card is fucking broken.
if you play the card
character.
straight, it was already powerful. But there's a combination that essentially makes it absolutely broken.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you get the 2 on the field, it's fucking game over.
So broken is the terminology for exactly what he's saying. It's like it's just overpowering. As soon as you get a specific combination of cards, like you basically win the game.
Right.
So like, and people are trying to play the game for strategy, but a lot of these games have now turned into pay to win.
Yep.
And that's another thing. Like bigger pocketbook, I'm gonna hit the comic book store. I'm gonna fuck everybody up. It's a powerful thing. It's fun. It's fun. You go in there with a deck that you know you're just gonna mangle everybody, and you walk out, and everybody's like, "Fuck that guy," and I'm like, "Yeah, fuck those guys."
Like I seen a version. I seen a version of Commander that's interesting. 5 decks.
Mm-hmm.
You can't repeat a card, not just in each deck, but within each of the 5 decks, so that you can't. To make it harder to win multiple games in a row. Exactly.
That takes a lot of work. It's like a draft.
Because even Commander has become like where there's staple cards for every color.
Sure.
So it's like, well, if you used white in that deck there,
you need
good luck,
this, and this.
Good luck using it in this deck here because you already pulled all your staples there. So now you need to start. By the time you're on your 5th deck, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. So how's Borderlands going?
It's going good, man. Just playing it. When I play it, I usually play it with Sierra, so I'm kind of limited.
Right. Yeah,
she's doing good though. We opened a vault the other day when they killed the fucking Primordial Guardian.
Stage 2.
Oh, well, it's kind of hard to tell what the stages are now because it's open world.
Got it.
There's three generals and then the main guy at the end. That's essentially the way it's set up. The game's great. I don't like that the secondary progression is after you beat the game. So there's modifiers you could do to your weapons. You can't do it till after you beat the game. The Ultimate Vault Hunter, that's always something that's after the game. But then there's also a secondary attribute that you can gain points on, like leveling, but you have to beat the game to do it. So they made it where if you take your time and you're doing all your side missions, you slow down your own after-game progression. Because as soon as you beat the game, if you beat it at 30, that second XP bar opens up immediately. But if you don't beat it until 50, well, then it only opens up at 50. And good luck getting XP when you're... And so it's this weird kind of like... You should have... I think it was in Tiny Tina's where you gained it as you were playing.
Right.
And then at the end of the game, you just got dumped all the points, which they kind of should have done for this one. That's the only thing I would kind of gripe at with the game, where it's like you're kind of punishing people for playing the game completely before doing your end game stuff.
Yeah. Right. So they want you to run through the storyline and then just run around open world.
And it's like, after I got the whole story, I don't really give a shit about your side missions as much.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I like your side missions to gain XP. Yeah. But now if I'm playing them and I'm really kind of not gaining the XP for endgame, what's the fucking point?
Yeah. I like that. I'm a completionist myself. Like even like when I really loved like Skyrim.
Yep.
I'm doing every last little thing. I would spend days just building armor.
Skyrim is a game where like you start it and you don't even have to touch the main quest.
Yeah.
Like, you'll play it for 50 hours and then realize, that's right, there's a main quest.
That's what I'm saying. Like building armor for like 3 or 4 days. Like you're building armor to make armor with potions to build stronger armor to get to a point where it's
there's an endless loop you can get in where you can make completely overpowered shit.
No, I had 150 hours in Oblivion and never did the main story. I went through one Oblivion gate.
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
Yeah,
that was it.
That's how it goes sometimes. Some of the best games like that, you start it, walk off into the world, and whatever.
Well, there are 2 big ones that are coming back out soon, and one is Grand Theft Auto. Right? That isn't that dropping next
theoretically 2026.
Supposedly,
it's going to be the biggest video game launch in the history of the world.
I mean, it's going to be fucking insane.
The game's going to be over $100.
And then Skyrim, what's the new Skyrim called?
It's Elder Scrolls 6. We don't know the name yet, though. We're rumored it's going to take place in what the fuck? Were the elves the high elves?
Yeah,
it's rumored to take place in their world.
I think they may push Fallout to come out first
before Skyrim?
Because of the popularity of the show, the popularity of the magic sets and everything else.
They don't have to worry about Elder Scrolls selling.
Yeah, they had
when Elder Scrolls comes out, it can come out 10 years.
They just got to worry that I'm going to be young enough to play it while my fucking hands are still nimble. Like,
that's such a massive boost to Fallout off the TV show that people started buying 3 and 4.
Well, they re-released like 4 like special edition online because of the show.
Yeah, so they're talking about potentially remastering 1 and 2.
Yeah.
They're talking about remastering 3 and 4 the way they did Oblivion, where it's like a full-on, like, no. Here's the real version you should be playing now. There's some rumors of them bringing in a third party like they did for New Vegas to get production going on the next Fallout game. But
because the next show series takes place in New Vegas.
It takes place in New Vegas.
Interesting.
But 76 is doing fucking huge at this point. They fixed it to the point where like people are like, yeah, no, this is the Fallout game to be playing now.
Interesting. Okay.
And that's a live service that just keeps moving on and on and on.
Yeah, I'm such a fan of Skyrim, and I will say like the one that they put out where it was like the online playing.
See, that was a whole different company.
I just didn't like it. I tried to love it. I like playing those kinds of games.
I don't do MMOs
by myself.
Yeah,
I don't do MMOs. I don't do the whole this is a big world look. Oh, fetch quest,
yeah.
mine.
Yeah.
No thanks. No thanks.
I
played it for a while, but yeah, after a while you're like, it's just it's all fetch quests.
Yeah,
that's all this whole thing is.
And WoW's wonderful. The Elder Scrolls Online is wonderful. Final Fantasy 11 and 14 are wonderful. It's just they're not for me.
Yeah,
I want a more structured thing.
Yeah,
you know?
And I liked how Fable kind of did it, like where they're like, even if somebody jumps into play, you're still the main character in the story.
Yeah,
and they're only there as like assistants, but they can level up to a degree, but they'll never be as powerful as you. They're kind of like your squire.
That was the one thing I liked about Destiny is like you can jump in and you're running around, you're doing your stuff, and people might be just there for backup essentially.
Yeah.
They're there, but you're still like playing your one player version of the story.
Yeah, Destiny was amazing. Yeah, like I'm doing my story, and you see like off in the distance, there's like 20 people having a battle over here. I could jump in, maybe get some points, maybe get a weapon or some shit, or I could just keep minding my business and be like, man, fuck those guys, and I'm out. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I like that.
Like Borderlands, this one they have world events in this one. They have weekly chase items. They got their instead of Xur from Destiny, they got a vending machine that pops around the map that you got to find that once a week you could purchase something from. So they're leaning in that general direction. I did the one world event, and I was hoping like, are they gonna have like random Vault Hunters drop in? No, I was there by myself.
Yeah.
Which is like, yeah, I did it. I completed it. That's cool. But like, if you're gonna call it a world event, I suspect when I jump onto that portion of the map, if I'm connected online, let whoever's also there be in it.
Yeah.
Just make it just like in Destiny, you land in a world event and you're like, hey, there's 10 motherfuckers here also fighting this thing.
Right.
Because you just can't do it by yourself.
Yeah. No, Destiny had a lot of hit and miss for me, and I think that's what made it like a game for everyone. Like some of the missions that they had, like you needed like a team, a dedicated team to get to the gear.
That's the way Borderlands was.
Yeah. But if they weren't there, you could still get equally
like
powerful stuff on your own.
90% of Destiny by yourself.
Yeah.
The main weekly raids were the issue where it was like, if you missed the first one of the month for the new equipment, you got fucked because next week everyone's requirement was one piece of vault gear. Like, yeah, but if I didn't manage to get it in because I was sick or I had to work, now you're out for the next 3-4 months until the next vault fucking pops
They're
open.
like, fuck your life, kid.
Yeah. Which unfortunately was a bit of a problem with the game because it wasn't like you could jump in the vault and randoms would pop in. You had to have a particular team.
Yeah.
And if you didn't have somebody who was good enough sometimes to carry, well then good fucking luck because when the vaults opened up, sometimes it would take 24 to 36 hours for people to figure it the fuck out.
Yeah. I know there was one particular mission where I fucked everybody over. I couldn't do the jumping from it was like a cliff, and you had to like jump and scale.
You couldn't
to get to
quite
a particular
see
area
where you had to go, and it was essentially to get to the vault. You were basically
in the dark,
glitch jumping out of the map.
Yeah.
And eventually people found like, oh, there is another path and there's a shorter one because like the path to get there, like, you need to get here. But it really is like glitching and breaking the game the first couple of runs for people to figure out where it's at. And then it's like, oh, the next week, okay, well, instead of this outside cliff, there is an indoor tunnel that we found that you can take this.
Yeah.
But then there's also time limits.
Stressful.
Bro, it was like 30 minutes of people cursing me out. Fuck, man, because they're all waiting on the other side of the cliff. They're like, fuck. I'm like, time the double jump, and I'm jumping, and they're like, now, fuck, now, I think I called Eddie. I think I had to like call my brother and be like, Eddie, I need you to come to my house and get me to the other side of this fucking cliff. And that was the only way. Then you could get to the end boss, and then we got our piece and everything. But after that, that experience, I was just like, I felt like Dark Souls. Like I'm like, I don't know if I have it in me to spend that kind of time every week doing something like that.
You have to be in the right state of mind to play a FromSoft game.
It was a shooter game. And then for the vaults, they required precision jumping and a game that wasn't designed with precision jumping.
Yeah, nice. And it was
so then it was an absolute fucking nightmare.
So that's like Clair Obscur. It's a JRPG, but it's designed like the movement is simple.
Yes,
you move in line, you run, you move, but it's not a platformer,
right?
It's not by any means.
Yeah, exactly.
But they specifically put in mini games with an obscene amount of platforming, like the one you have to climb from you're like running across posts on water. You fall in the water, you're dead.
Right.
You run across posts that are like a single thing wide, and like once you get to this like tower of furniture, it's like it looks like a dream. Like it's like weird beds and chairs and desks, and it's arranged in this endless thing where you're climbing up. And you have to, once you climb up, you have to turn and look. Okay, there's the way I got to go. Right. And like you keep going, you fall, you fucking go back to the beginning. When I was done, like I was fucking profusely sweating.
Oh god,
I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, and when you look up why they put this in, because if you go online, everyone is bitching about it. They're like, why the fuck would they put this in to get the platinum? And like the guy even said, the creator, he was like, I did this to remind people of how hard video game challenges used to be.
Yeah.
He's like, remember when you were a kid? Remember when you played those old games? And they would always talk about in school, oh, well, I did this. And there was no code to beat it.
Yep.
He's like, no, you literally have to suffer and get through this.
Yes.
And I did. And I'm glad I did. But it worked. I fucking hated the creators of this game. Every time I would miss by a little bit, and I know I hit the X to grab the fucking ledge and pull myself over, I would fall the whole way back to the beginning. Now I'm back 20 minutes, and I would just be like, I fucking hope we go to war with France.
Okay.
I hope we nuke France.
Here's
so mad. So fucking mad.
Have you ever quit a game because of a bad load?
I quit a game because it was too hard, and I wasn't in the right mindset. I went from playing Dragon Quest 11, where I was having fun. The guy recommended Sekiro.
Right.
Anyone that knows anything about Sekiro, they're like, this is like FromSoft game. Like if you can't parry perfectly, counter perfectly, you fucking die.
You're a fucking...
on even regular enemies.
Oh my god.
I played that game for 2 hours, returned it. I walked back in, slid it across the counter with the receipt on top of it to the guy, and I said, why the fuck would you let me buy that? Why? Like I told you I had just beaten Dragon Quest.
Right.
I want an RPG experience.
Yes.
You recommended this, and this, and I was like, okay, but you recommended Sekiro.
Yeah.
I was like, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
You're an asshole. Like this.
He probably watched you walk out the door. He's like, get another one.
Nothing about that was relaxing. I still to this day have not played it again. I will not play it again.
I quit a game because of a bad load. I can't remember which one it was, but like I was all the way at the end, and like it was a grueling game, and then it glitched out where like when I went to load it, it put me back like in the middle of the game, and I was like, no.
Yep.
I am not doing fuck you. Fuck this game. Fuck this console. I'm out of here. You know what I mean?
I had that with the first time I played New Vegas, which is why I never beat it. I had got a good chunk in like 30%, and then something happened. The save got damaged, and I was like, fuck you. I'm not going back 48 hours. I'm not doing it. Put it down, stop playing, and then God of War, I had a glitch where the rest of the map wouldn't load. Yeah. So I was getting to the end of a tunnel, and then it was just black.
Yes.
Literally, the game just straight didn't load. And for that one, it was like, oh, the only way to fix it is to start over.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm not starting over. I'm not. It was like the boss before the final boss.
Yes.
Like, I'm not. I'm good. I got enough.
Yeah. Well, I've had enough. With that said, thank you for joining us at the Sofa Kingdom podcast. Sorry, we got a little bit political. We try to keep it ambiguous.
Yes.
Like the gay duo.
Yeah. Yes.
You remember them?
Yes.
Ambiguously gay duo.
Yeah, the way they would fly. The one would fly on his back and
Quality shit, bro.
He would move his hips every now and then.
Yeah. There
Stop
was a
it.
gyration, bro. There was a gyration
I didn't like
for sure.
it.
Yeah,
Stop it. Why is he still moving his
You
hips?
didn't like it, but you couldn't turn away.
I turned away.
I turned
You
away.
turned away. I turned away a couple times. Yeah.
I'm not buying it. Eddie, you buying it?
I don't think you turned away.
Yeah, I don't think you
Look
turned
at
away.
that shirt. Look at that shirt.
Yeah, come on. Yeah.
He didn't turn away.
Tom Selleck.
Bro,
He didn't turn
Magnum
away.
PI
Tom
over
Selleck.
here did not turn away.
Exactly.
You're just missing a porn stash.
He was a man's man.
If you could just grow a porn
I
stash,
can't
bro.
grow a porn stash.
Bro, that's it. And then you got to get one of those like little bike cops, the cop bikes.
Like,
Actually,
that's
the
it.
cop bikes,
Vespa
bike
scooter.
cops. Yeah. No, a Vespa would work. A fucking and
Not
a
with this
scarf.
shirt, no.
But then you need a scarf. No, I was thinking of chips. You know.
Yeah.